Hello, everyone. Welcome back from lunch. I hope you're all thoroughly refreshed and ready to go. We have a very exciting session for you. So this is the entertainment session. We purposely put it after lunch so we can look to engage you. And we have a very exciting lineup of speakers today. My name is Rimma Perelmuter. I'm CEO of MEF, which is the community for mobile content and commerce. So I'll be talking a little bit about consumer trends and patterns and behavior in mobile content and commerce. Our panelists are very keen to talk about entertainment beyond what is traditionally considered the core content. So we also are going to be covering publishing and education as key content forms that are really transforming the mobile opportunity. So a very exciting opportunity for all of you in the region to find out about key trends and innovation in these areas. So I'm going to start off by telling you a little bit about MEF. Hopefully some of you in the room already know us and are members. We are a trade body that was founded in 2001. And what we do is work with our members to help accelerate the growth of the industry. So we look at bringing value to key opportunities. So a big opportunity around business partnering. We have 180 members, so we do a lot in terms of events and focused introductions to drive your business. We also look at help shaping the market, which is really essential. It is quite a new industry, which means there are quite a lot of gaps in issues like regulation, standards, and best practice. So we work with our members at addressing those gaps so we can all grow a bigger market. And finally, and probably the most important element that all of us focus on is monetization. So what are the key business models that will grow this sector? And how do we know what's coming next? So we look to collaborate on key projects around analytics and ways of driving monetization across the various territories in which we work. We have a very strong global heritage. We were established very early on, as I said, 2000, 2001. We also built a global association that has a presence in North America, Asia, EMEA. We set up a dedicated Middle East office here in 2010, and the idea was really to drive investment into your region. When we thought of the idea, it was quite early days, and people who we were working with considered this to be quite a nascent market, and our partners who were in the industry saw that this could be a fantastic opportunity. So we've been here for 3 years and have delivered quite a number of things. So in the Middle East, we were co-founded with QTEL Group, who are now Ooredoo, as you know. And what we really focused on in the beginning is looking to fill the vacuum for data. So there were not many reliable sources of information on what was actually happening in the region, around consumer trends, around where money was being made in the industry. And we really worked with industry to help fill that gap. We created something called the Business Confidence Index that gave a very clear and accurate snapshot of where investment was being made, what were the key areas within mobile content and commerce that were starting to take off. So we actually did a time series around this, so 3 reports were issued, and this is something that we're now going to grow into a growth market report that actually compares the various sectors. So currently there are 25 members in the Middle East, so all the operators have now joined. But we also work across the ecosystem. So content players, technology experts, companies who are really at the forefront of driving the industry and want to collaborate to help grow the industry, address problems, but also evangelize the opportunities. Key focus areas today include looking at the OTT opportunity. Some see it as an opportunity, others as a challenge, and really trying to understand what is the best way to accelerate the opportunity for operators and others in the ecosystem. Anti-piracy is an issue that has been raised by content owners that we're addressing within the region. Obviously something that's important to tackle. We want to ensure that consumers are paying for legal content. And finally, mobile money is becoming a very big focus. And you'll see when I go through the stats on the Global Consumer Survey that increasingly commerce and the ability to pay for things is becoming a key driver in the region. So the mobile money initiative that we're working on will really help to address and evangelize the opportunities that will come to the region as a result of the transformation and technology that's now available. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a snapshot of a global consumer survey that we performed for the second year in 2012. So the data is a little bit dated, but I think you'll get quite a bit of insights into what's happening across various regions. So with the survey, we actually looked at 10 different markets, and we surveyed 10,000 consumers. We worked with a company called On-Device Research, which means we actually were observing consumer behavior. So quite important data and observations that were made. So first, and perhaps unsurprisingly, growth markets are really the key driver behind the increase in mobile content and commerce. And you'll see some of the ones that are highlighted there. Obviously, South Africa is the biggest, but we also see an increase in places like Qatar and India. And we like to call them growth markets rather than emerging markets at MEF, because clearly this is where there is fantastic potential and an opportunity to work with you to grow the potential of these markets. Also, research leads to revenue. Clearly, we know that consumers are using the mobile phone to do research, to understand how and where they purchase. And 69% of that is actually leading to direct mobile transactions, which is impressive, but clearly there is scope for growth as well. In terms of overall purchase behavior, you can see that there's an incredible sort of growth, and certainly South Africa stands out here in terms of global behavior of purchasing. This has grown significantly also from the prior year. Growth markets are also showing a huge potential around mobile content growth, and here we see the rise of that in specific markets. And finally, an area that we wanted to look at very closely was what are the key enablers and what's really driving consumers when they're engaging and when they're spending time on their mobile. And what we found for the first year, that's a change, is that convenience has actually overtaken entertainment as the key driver. This means that consumers are actually going and not just doing the research, but actually engaging in mobile transactions, which is very exciting. Now, this is not true for growth markets. This really speaks more to some of the Western markets. So we had a slide that seems to have gone missing on that. But the markets that are way ahead in terms of convenience are UK and US, and it used to be entertainment. So I think that there are some exciting opportunities. Certainly the growth markets that were captured here don't necessarily represent all the opportunities, but what we've observed is entertainment is still a huge driver, so 25% just behind 26. And I think from our speakers today, we're actually going to learn about some exciting new forms of content that are perhaps going to keep overall entertainment and content as on the map as key drivers of overall engagement in the mobile space. So that's just a short introduction. If you'd like to get more stats from us, this is just a snapshot of the report. So please come and see me at the end and we'll send you a fuller presentation.